Good morning. Hi, this is Mami Cuello. And I actually am gonna do this video. It's gonna be based on marriage today. I did one video based on socks. It's something very common that we all deal with. So check out that vlog and check out my blog on it. But I will tell you, I'm gonna tell you another little, I guess, tip. Not a tip, but obviously, my husband and I have been together a very long time. We get on each other's nerves like no tomorrow. Almost like siblings or friends, okay? Since we've known each other so long, sometimes it's interesting. It's almost like being married to my best friend. Like you talk shit to each other, you play with each other, you get on each other's nerves, right? So that's kind of like our relationship. And sometimes, I have an attitude, like I don't even mean it, and he'll have an attitude. And yeah, sometimes we can handle it and sometimes we can't. Just like kids, when you're like, hey, don't start nothing if you can't handle it or can't take it. When I tell my kids that, like, if you're gonna play, by hand, don't get mad. If you're gonna, play, making fun of each other back and forth, don't get mad, right? So easier said than done because my husband and I act like kids sometimes with each other. And honestly, that is why I think we have made it. And this is why I'm telling you. So this is based on marriage, but based on staying angry with one another. Okay. Now, I'm going to just put a little disclaimer out there. My husband, not that maybe he has, I don't have any proof, but I really don't have problems with any females. He doesn't hit me at all. He doesn't disrespect me and call me out my name. So those three things I will say right now, as well as me for him. There are swear words, like oh fuck or shit, but I mean talking down to one another doesn't happen. We fight, we get annoyed, but those three main things never ever happen. And I think that's a huge thing too. I think that has to do with our trust, that has to do with our comfortability and security with one another, that we do not really. He never calls me B. He never makes me feel ugly, like I'm chunky, I'm fat. He doesn't and he's my little skinny guy, but he does not ever call me fat or ugly or any of those things, especially when we're fighting. Never, never, never. So I think that those are big main foundations, right? But what I'm talking about is when you're getting angry, come on, it could be anything, like he left the socks on the floor like the last time we talked about, or I had, I'm sorry, I'm so tired. I had a snippy attitude because I was on my monthly or something, okay? So our biggest thing is we've been living together 11 years, okay? Number one, never, ever, ever has he left my house and slept overnight somewhere else, okay? That's number one. Number two, me either, okay? This is me too. Number two, our couches, we've got three. I'm so sorry. We've got three couches. They've never been slept on. Meaning he doesn't get mad and say I'm sleeping on the couch. I never, never kick him out the bed. Okay. He told me one time, a long time ago, that if I was angry and wanted him out of the bed, that I would have to leave the bed because that's his bed. And it's funny because I have the same mentality. Like, I'm not leaving my bed because you may seem a little uncomfortable, because you and I are married. We're supposed to be one, right? So that ties into not being angry overnight. And here's why I'm saying this. I'm a big firm believer of just not taking that anger or any anger inside the home or outside the home, in bed and sleeping with that. I feel like people need to be able to have closure for themselves, forgive for themselves, and then move on. That's a whole nother video for forgiveness. But so for Ron and I, for my husband and I, like what we do is even if we're angry, we sleep together. We have to go in the bed. And that always allows for some reconnection or allows for some physical like for example, if I go and I hold his hand in bed, he won't not hold my hand, but I need him. You know, I am such a needy person for him. And I know probably that's because I'm his wife and stuff, but like only has been with him, no one else. But I like need him to hold me and need him to be with me, like especially because he's like a trucker and some nights he ain't even home, you know, like so I just feel like when I am home with him, I really cherish that time, even if I'm angry with him. Like I'm like, okay, my husband's home, I'm so happy, you know. So that ties to me being able to like physically touch him and break down those anger walls. Really, the truth. I don't know if you ever saw one of those guys. I forget his name. But he was like a monk, and now he does all these really uplifting, encouraging videos. And one thing he does say is, if you're angry with your partner, I'm gonna get his name the next time. I totally forgot because I follow two of the guys. But if you hold your partner's hand, very, very, very seldom they're gonna still be angry with you. The touch of someone that you love is gonna break down that feeling of anger. Because the feeling of love and forgiveness should be coming automatically, especially if you're with the person you're supposed to be with, because you're going to love that person unconditionally, just like you love your children. And I see that with my husband and I, because we now have 3 children, but I love him the same, like how I met him years ago, and even more so now. So I feel like I do have that strong love, just like I do with my children. Now, granted, my children are a teeny bit more up there because they're my kids, right? They're innocent and young and minors, and the love you have for them, the care you give them is a little different. I'm not like my husband's mom, but I will say, sorry, it's not even 6 in the morning. But this is when I can actually really have good conversations and the kids are not running around anywhere. So this is me uncut raw. It's like not even 6 o'clock and I'm talking to you guys. So going back to that. So when my husband and I are angry, we go to the bed together, and then never does there be a day that he doesn't, spoon me or hug me, because that is something like I need, especially after a long day. And like I work with kids and I do a lot of things and I'm always cleaning the house and literally my feet hurt and I'm at home. But so he like hugs me and I feel like that just relieves a lot of our stress. And then that gives opportunity to also make love if you want to, right? So let me get down to this. I have so many friends that are married that will not speak to one another for months at a time, that will not make love for months at a time, who will not break down or be humble and be the first initiator. They will let it drag out for months and months and months. And to me, I don't understand that, because you're in a relationship with someone that you want to be with for the rest of your life. You're in a relationship with someone that knows all your dirt, that knows everything about you, that loves you no matter what, even though they know all your insecurities and flaws. And then when something little happens, you guys just stop talking. It's just weird. It's like, I don't even allow my kids to do that crap. Like, you forgive, you talk it out, you hug it out, you get over it. Having a grudge, especially with the husband or wife that you're with, I feel is deadly. Not only deadly, I feel that it's toxic. I feel that's more toxic than the argument that you have. Remember, a lot of people say, you're not defined by your issues, but you are defined by the reaction to those issues or the reactions to those things. That makes you up. So our little fights and stuff, that doesn't define us. What defines us is how we as a couple decide to remedy the situation or decide to move on and make things better. My little baby's up. So remember, it's already 10 minutes and I try to keep these short. So my video is based on marriage, right? I challenge people that are married or even with long-term relationships. They don't have to be married per se. This week, if you get angry with your spouse or your partner, try your hardest to, by the end of the night, be comfortable enough to be able to sleep in the same bed, be able to hold hands or have that person hug on you. And also, try your hardest to relieve that anger before you even sleep. Okay? What is going to hurt your relationship is not just being silent, like being unforgiving. That's what it is. Holding that grudge. Okay? That's not good for anyone. But within your household, that is the worst thing that you can do. So again, what do? Both of us are the same way. We go to the room. Sometimes he's a little harder than I because he's tough and stubborn. He's a Leo. He's got that arrogant trait, and I'm an Aquarius, and I'm more like a serving type. So, that's why we totally work, okay? But at the same time, I am usually the initiator, but one person has to be. And it doesn't mean you're weak. Because of my initiations and because of who I am with him, we have a relationship so long and so beautiful and we have a good foundation. And we fight a lot. Like, we argue a lot. Like I started telling you, we're like siblings. Like, we're like, oh, you annoy me. Oh, my God. Like, but because we're with each other such a long time. I mean, I've known him 16 years. Been with him 13 years. This next year will be 11 years in October that we'll be living together. Okay. So what I'm telling you is not lies. My family knows. Anybody who knows me, that's my family that's watching, knows we fight, knows that we have things, knows that we're normal like that. The difference is that at the end of the day, he is more important to me than anything that goes on, as long as he has not betrayed me, betrayed my trust. And he hasn't. He hasn't betrayed my trust. So if he hasn't betrayed my trust and he hasn't whooped my ass, and he's good to my kids and he's good outside, and honestly, he is good to me too. He just, like I said, we're like siblings. So sometimes he gets annoying and I'm like, dude, you're annoying as hell. Like, and I get annoying and he's like, dude, can you just shush? Like, but the honest truth is we are so comfortable to be able to react like that to each other. And because of that, we've learned so much about one another. And I believe that is why we're able to do this. So again, I challenge you guys. You're fighting. By the end of the day, do not be fighting anymore. By the end of the day, go into your room together. Do not let anybody sleep on the couch. Do not let anybody leave your house, okay? You guys deal with it in your home. Deal with it in, my husband walks away sometimes and blows off steam walking around the block and stuff. That's fine. I'm talking about leaving the whole night. Leaving with a friend. Leaving, going to the mom's house. Leaving, to get away from problems for overnight. No. You need to come back and you need to fix and remedy the situation. You don't have to talk about it. But you guys have something more powerful. If you guys are together, it's a physical and chemical attraction. And that will help your relationship so much. Just try it. Try to just be the person this time who decides to hold that person's hand or hold that person's, body or lay on their chest, give some kind of closure to that day. Because guess what? The next day, the next week, there's going to be another fight. There's going to be another issue. There's going to be, financials and stress and children and work issues and family issues that put stress on ourselves and have us react badly to the person that we're really close with, because that's the person we're the most comfortable with. That's the person that knows us the most. That's the person you're going to shit on the most. But that person should know you the most to be able to know You really love them. You really are with them. And that's the difference. So try to lay down with that person. Do not let them sleep on the couch. Do not leave your spouse or your partner because you're all angry. Because you got to come back to the house. Try to remedy it. Don't let everybody knows. I have a friend, not a friend. I have someone who's married within the family, and the wife who's not blood, like writes me all these problems with them, and I just had to tell her the other day, look, you knew him before you married him. You just married him now. You've been dating him for years. You know what he had. You wanted it. So you now need to figure out how you both can fix the issues inside the home alone. And that's the thing. You have to be able to fix your marriage and fix your problems and fix your relationship without bringing everybody and their mama involved, because they don't need to know everything. So that's another whole video too. But challenge yourself. Forgive your partner. Go to bed together. Okay? Prayer helps too, but that's another thing too. So that's my challenge. Go to bed. Don't get mad. Don't stay mad. You could get mad. You have rights to be mad. But don't stay mad. And that is your husband, your person, your partner, your ride or die. You guys should never, ever not speak for more than a day. You should never, ever, ever not be making love within a whole week. You guys should be really coming together. It even says in the Bible, if you're away from your spouse, let it be minimal. Let it be small. Come back, return to your spouse. That is when temptation and issues and the devil comes inside. And then guess what? If you're sleeping on the couch for a whole week, you're not talking for a whole week, guess what happens? Anger festers. Anger develops, it gets worse. Don't let it. You're in control of your relationship. You're in control of your marriage. You're in control of the relationship you're with. If you're not married, you have a partner. This will be good for anybody to do. So I challenge you. Thank you so much for having this time. May your heart smile.